Good morning, everyone, and happy New Year. I cannot believe that it's 2025, but here we are. It's the first day of the year, and when I was little, my mom always told me that on the first day of the new year, you have to do things that you would want to bring in to the new year. So I'm trying to write lists and trying to do all the things that I would want to do in the new year. But I think I'm gonna take the next 5 days as well to all these things because I'm only going back to work on the 6th of January. This is really nice. I am still sick. I've been battling this cold since we were at my grandma's for Christmas, the 26th of December. Currently, both of my ears are not working. I can't hear properly. Everything is stuck around here. I'm blowing my nose, my throat hurts, cold, and then I'm hot in the next moment. So it is what it is. But it is also my name day today. In Hungary, we do celebrate name days. So probably my mom and her husband are gonna come over in a little bit. We're talking if maybe we would go over to their place, but I just told her that I'm sorry because we don't have a car. It's such a gloomy and not really a nice day, and it's cold and I'm still sick, so I didn't want to travel that much to the other side of the city. So they're probably gonna come over and we will have a lot of other things to do with Dan. I'm currently doing waffles, which are pretty nice, smell really good as much as I can smell them. We slept in. I plan to read a little bit. As I said, I already started my list on my computer, and we also went shopping in the past week for quite a few different things, but the one that I really want to incorporate into this vlog is how I'm preparing for this next semester, my last semester in my postgrad. So this is just gonna be like a vlog about how I am starting the new year and how I'm planning. I also need to finish my year compass. I've only done with Dan the first part of the year compass, which was the reflection in 2024. I have to say it wasn't easy for me. Just looking back, 2024 was not an easy year for me. I love this year compass because even though it makes you think about all the things that have happened and the things that you have gone through in the past year, it helps you realize like the positive aspects of it. And like even if you went through hardships, like what's the things that you have learned from those hardships and who helped you with that and what helped you overcome those things or what helped you go through those things. So from a psychology perspective, I really love it. New Year's Eve was so chill in this apartment. We have found a YouTube channel where this guy goes and you're gonna be good. So a YouTube channel that it was new for me, but I think Dan already watched it. I'm gonna eat some waffles with this sugar-free jam. So we found a YouTube channel, and the guy just goes around Alaska and does like these survival camping kind of things, and it was really enjoyable, really soothing, and I just love learning new stuff. How to survive in minus 50 degrees Celsius weather could come in handy, I guess. And then we also decided to take a little bit of a walk. It's not good to be inside all the time, even if you're sick. I mean, that's how I was raised, that's how I grew up and what I've learned. So we wanted to go out into the fresh air a little bit, but the weather is kind of the same. Oh, it's really funny. So there's a big apartment in front of our building on 2 different levels. 2 different guys are outside smoking, standing in the same position, but they have no idea because they are above and below each other. Funny stuff. Literally smoking the same way. It's so funny. So yeah, we took a little bit of a walk, and then there is this Asian store which was surprisingly open, so I decided to pick up a few stuff and we tried all of them out. Most of them were amazing. I mean, all of them were amazing, but I don't really do well with spicy, and most of the things that we picked out were spicy, so that wasn't good. Good morning, everyone. It's the next day. I'm just getting ready, kind of, but not really. As you can see, I'm still sick, although I am feeling a little bit better, I have to say. I got these really pretty earrings from Dan, and I forgot to put them in the last few days, so I want to wear them because I know it's gonna make me feel better a little bit. So these few days are not really going as I planned them, but that is just life. Yesterday evening and even in the afternoon we were just chilling. I did make some progress on planning for YouTube, planned out a few videos that I would like to make, and I also had a conversation with Joelty, who's one of my classmates and my friends, and we do have to meet in the online space today a little bit because we have to finish the peer coaching sessions, so we have to have a conversation about that for sure. So that was yesterday, and we ordered food because I didn't have any energy, or I wasn't in the mood to do anything in the kitchen. The kitchen was a whole mess. But what happened is, this morning we woke up around 7. He was telling me that he's feeling not good, and we measured his temperature and he is sick. He has a fever, which is not ideal at all. Absolutely not. He's feeling not good at all, like really not good. So I've been just doing, like, making him breakfast and giving some vitamins to him and like these hot drinks and tea, but we're running out of a few things. Plus there's a few kinds of medication that I've been taking and we're running out of them, and now Dan needs them. So, because I'm the one who's feeling less sick, and this is just partnership at its best, I'm gonna go ahead and pop into the shops and the pharmacy. Oh my gosh, because I've been blowing my nose so much. Can you see that it's red over here? Yay. Love that for me. So I don't know what else is gonna happen today, other than I put the kitchen away, so I feel a little bit better about that. Whenever my space is clean, my head feels a lot cleaner, so I'm glad that I did that. I'm gonna go to the shops and the pharmacy, change back into conflict codes after that, and I don't know, probably do some stuff from bed. But I also just gave some medication to Dan, so probably he's gonna be asleep when I get back, so maybe I can do some of the things that I have on my list. We'll see how I will feel, but it's a very slow beginning of the year, which I'm not mad about, actually. I mean, I wish I wasn't sick, but I'm not mad that it's starting out slowly, and I still have a few days before I have to go back to work. So I'm just trying to focus on that and not trying to focus on negativity, because it's not gonna help me. And I've been in a little bit of a negative mindset because of this sickness in the past few days. But yeah, we're changing that. We're changing that, and I will put my hat on because it looks horrible outside. Really miserable, I have to say. Okay, let's go. It is cold out there. I think it's like -2 Celsius degrees. But not really good, but we got the goods. So I'm glad about that, at least. Dan is asleep, as I suspected, but I'm glad because at least he's he's relaxing, and his body definitely needs that. I'm just gonna put everything out in the counter and then organize everything, and then get going with a nice soup, because I think both of us could use a little bit of a soup. The soup is in preparation. It's around, I don't know, like half an hour later, maybe a little bit more. It's only 10:44. I thought that it was already the afternoon. It's not. I have not been doing much in the past few days, and my sense of time is non-existent. I got this new ginger shot at Lidl, and I wanted to try it out with you guys. It's a bio ginger and lime shot with mango, so maybe it won't be that harsh. I also have like 3 other drinks in front of me. That's just what I do. I still have a little bit of my kombucha that I want to drink. I also made this hot beverage that was recommended for me at the pharmacy, but I mean, I also knew about it. It's this herbal Swiss hot drink. I drink this a lot when I'm sick. But before you take anything, please, as I always say, just talk to your doctor, because she or he will know what is needed for you. I think when the soup is done, I'm just gonna lay back into bed and watch something, because I'm tired, definitely tired. Okay, let's try this bio ginger, mango and lime shot. I mean, it's not like I can smell a lot of things. I do smell the mango though. Oh, that is really nice. That's really nice. Not aggressive at all. You do have the heavy ginger flavor at the end, but it starts with a really nice and soothing and sweet mango. Great, I bought another one, so Dan can take that one. Plus, I found these tortilla wraps from beetroot, but not from beetroot, but it has beetroot, so it has this nice pink color, and beetroot is supposed to be really good for endometriosis. So I'm planning to make, like, I don't know, tacos maybe tomorrow from them. I also bought some chicken for it and some salad. We will see, but for today we have enough food. And I also really want to do that pizza. I don't know, you cannot see it. I found this gluten-free pizza base like 2 weeks ago. It's with sourdough, so I really want to do this too.
What if we published all of his biometric data online and made it a thing that people could witness and watch?
It's currently 3:15. As you can see, I'm still in bed after doing the soup. As I said, I came back to bed and we've just been here chilling, taking medication, drinking some tea. Currently waiting on my herbal tea to get a little bit colder because it was scalding hot, and I decided that I want to do something productive while I am in bed, because now I have the energy and the mental capacity. So currently you're sitting on my laptop, and I started writing out a January list on January 1st, so yesterday. Last year, I don't know if you've seen that video, but I made a video about January blues, which is a phenomenon that happens, as it says, during January with a lot of people. I'm gonna link it down below, so if you're interested you can watch it. And last year, getting more information about this phenomenon really helped me in my life as well. Just trying to focus on a few things, a few activities that I can do for myself, which are not, you know, like financially costly, which bring me happiness, and, you know, some things that I've been wanting to do. So I'm writing out this January list for myself, which are basically things that I can do mostly at home, and how I can improve my life a little bit, and it can take away from that January blues feeling. I don't want to say too much because I want you guys to watch the video, because I think it turned out really, really great last year. But what I have on my list so far is organize the bottom kitchen shelves, because they are a mess to say the least. Put together a list of kitchen things or kitchen items that we need to upgrade. Loads of times there's my phone is saying that it's more light is required, but I don't have more light. That's the most that I have. Also, I'm very much aware that this is not the best angle, but it is what it is. So most of the times there isn't like a kitchen item which I would need for a recipe, so I just want to write out a list what I am thinking about frequently that I would need. For example, a scale. I don't cook or bake with a scale because I don't have one. So I would very much need that. We also have edit the 2025 YouTube intro and outro. I started doing new intros and outros every year, I think 2 or 3 years ago. There are also some stuff that I want to come up with for my YouTube channel. Write a list of vitamins that I want to replenish. Yes, there are quite a few types of vitamins that I want to replenish. I just want to write a list and then order it in a month or so. Clear the shelves in the bedroom. We have a few shelves there and they're very dusty, so I think we do need to do that, but I just don't have the energy now. I also hoovered today a little bit and washed up in the kitchen because something was very sticky, so that was enough cleaning for me for today. Fix the record player so I can listen to Taylor. Yes, I bought Taylor's Midnight's record finally. I've been eyeing it for so long and I finally bought it because I do have a record player. And I wanted to listen to it yesterday and it did not turn on and everything is plugged in. Dan looked at it. I don't know what's going on, but I really want to fix it. And last but not least, what I have in the list is look for a compatible wire for my Adata. This is what's it? It's like external storage that I use to edit videos, and what happens is that when I plug this in, I don't know if it's gonna focus or not. There we go. So if I plug it in, because it still has all this part, it blocks the area on the side of my laptop where I could plug in the charger as well. So I either have my laptop charged or I'm editing videos, but the problem with that is there's lots of problems with that, so I'm not even gonna go into it. But I need to fix it because it's not a good game to play that I either have my video half edited and then I wait. No, I'm just not gonna go into it. Anyways, I just need it.
Myself a cherry fry pie.
Good afternoon, everybody. I have no clue where to put you. I actually have my ring light here because otherwise there's just no light in this apartment. But it's not because of the apartment, it's because the weather is miserable again. And by miserable, I mean that there is not much light. It's pretty much very overcast. So anyways, I am currently running around the apartment. It's 2 in the afternoon. It's a Sunday and I'm sorry that I couldn't vlog in the past 2 days and a half. I started this video so strong, I feel like, and then I honestly just had to stop because then got really sick. He had a fever and I just needed to and wanted to take care of him and also take care of myself. So I was trying to take it easy on my side as well, you know, taking care of him. We were watching a lot of movies and series and YouTube, but at the same time I tried to work on my stuff, work on my list. So I actually got a bunch of stuff done and I will get into it, but you know, it just wasn't the way how I planned it to be, and I'm not trying to be hard on myself for that, but I tend to do that. But I just need to let it go, because this is how it happened. This is how these 2 weeks have happened. We got sick and we didn't do a bunch of things that we wanted to do, and it sucks, but it is what it is. So I'm just trying to not really salvage, but like do whatever I can until tomorrow morning. And it's not like the world is ending tomorrow morning, it's just that I'm going back to work tomorrow morning from home. It's gonna be a home office day, but I have no clue what I'm going back to, so we will see. So I'm just trying to stay in this mindset that I am still on break. I'm feeling a lot better. This morning I washed my hair, I kind of styled it as well. Dan is doing a little bit better. He also helped me with some organization stuff. And now simultaneously, while I'm doing my things, I got a message from Joelty, because we are working on the coaching, self-reflective journals, or however we would call them in English. It's basically a paper that we have to hand in from all the coaching sessions, the peer coaching sessions that we have done in the 3rd semester. Yeah, we're going back and forth, and I want to send him some of my stuff. And other than that, there's only one more paper that we have to finish. I told my partners that I probably won't be able to do that today, but we have until Friday the 10th, so obviously I'm gonna keep to the deadlines and we'll definitely do it until the 10th, but I just cannot do it today. There's still so much to do. Like looking around the apartment, I don't like what I'm seeing. All right, I sent what I needed to send, and now let's go through all the things that I have on my list or had on my list, but I've already done. I'm using the Notes app on my MacBook. It's connected to my phone, which is an iPhone, and I've been doing this for years, and I just love it, because whenever I'm on the go and I only have my phone with me, I still have all my notes and all the folders, and I can easily access anything that I have ever written down. I'm really a list-making person. I know that some of you guys are not, some of you guys are. For me, it really helps to like stay on track, and also a lot of times it just helps with anxiety in a way that I don't have it in my head anymore. I have it written down, so it has manifested like physically into the physical world, so I'm just not going around and around with those thoughts in my head. January list. Okay, we have organized the bottom kitchen shelves. I might have said these things twice. We will see when I'm editing this, so sorry if I say something twice. Put together, oh, I think I did say this, put together a list of kitchen things that we need to upgrade. I haven't done that. I still haven't gone further with the YouTube intro and outro because I have storage issues and I have to buy a new SSD, and these guys, these are not cheap, very much not cheap, and I think I would need a 2 terabyte one. This is a 1 terabyte one. Fix the record player so I can listen to Taylor. That is fixed. I called up my mom's husband and the record player is fixed, although we do need to buy new speakers, because the speakers that this very old record player is connected to is I think I got it when I was 10 or around that, when we had like still had that big white really wide computer, like desk computer. So yeah, I think we need a new one. Come up with savings and a budget plan for 2025. I did do that and I recommend you guys do that too. Now it doesn't give me anxiety. Now it gives me a sense of calmness in a way. I also write down if there are gonna be like big things that I would want to spend on, so like mentally it just makes me, you know, like it makes it easier. Put together a list on Notion, but Notino, which is a online store that we have here in Hungary. It's kind of like Sephora in a way, I feel like for new skincare, yes, at the end of the year I ran out of almost all of my skincare, so I put together a list. I have so many things that I want to try out now. Like this year I really want to experiment with makeup a little bit more, not like the makeup look, because I think I figured it out for myself. It's pretty natural, I would say, but like brands which are a little bit more higher end brands, not because of the money, not because of the prestige, but because of like how it looks on my face and how it wears, how it makes me feel. Because a few of my friends and also my brother's fiance, we had this conversation last year. She's saying that, oh, because I'm using all these drugstore things, like it's not gonna look the same way as of some of the high-end items and makeup would look on my skin, which is like, it's normal, like I get it, but I do want to try it. I want to see how it looks. Look for skiing and snowboarding gear online. I have done that. I grew up skiing and I only got into snowboarding a few years ago, and I wanted to learn how to do that. I was a skateboarding girl growing up and longboarding in my early 20s. So when I started snowboarding, it wasn't that hard, I would say, but I was definitely falling a lot. But still, I like a challenge. So we've been in conversation with one of my friends that maybe we should go on like a couples snowboarding slash skiing trip next year this time. And I don't have my gear. I had it, I lost it. Funnily enough, a part of it is in Switzerland. Don't even ask me why. But long story short, I don't have it. So I need a new one. And these things are very, very expensive. And if I'm buying gear like this for skiing and snowboarding, like I want it to be top tier. So again, for the budgeting, why I needed that. What else? Take down the Christmas tree on the 5th of January. We have just done that, but I do need to put away all the presents. I mean, most of the presents are there, the ornaments and everything like that, then put it away. And now I have to clean down the desk and like under it, so everything is good to go. Organize our official papers with the new binders I got until the 6th. Well, I've kind of done that. That's what you saw me do on the first cut from today. It doesn't look good right now. I can show it to you. This is how the shelves are looking right now, and this is what I wanted to organize. And I kind of did, but we've decided that we will need another shelf like this, and I'm planning to put it right here throughout the year. In the next few months we will see, but that is the plan, because I cannot fit my books and I cannot fit my stuff, and these are stuff that I don't want to bring back home, because there are some stuff that I do have at home at my mom's, but these I could very much need this year or in the future. This stack is from my BA course. Lots of papers, lots of research papers, notes that I took during classes, stuff for my thesis. My thesis is in here, so lots of things like that. Plus this blue binder is also from my BA course. No, the white one is from my BA course, like papers and tests and everything like that. And the blue one is from my master's, and all of these things are also from my master's as well. So I do need to further organize it, but at least now I know that. I do have my like diploma work, my thesis from my bachelor's, and just other stuff right here. These are the binders that I got, I think on the 30th or somewhere around there. Some few other knickknacks. This is for like, you know, my endo stuff, and I also have this adult like coloring book. So yeah, I do want to keep these, but I do need to organize it further, but I just can't if I don't have another bookshelf like this. And this is all the stuff that I went through, and I don't need it anymore. I have also found some notes that I took like back in the day from previous patients and also my previous job, and those are highly confidential, and I need to store them properly. So yeah, I really want to be mindful about that. And last but not least, I also have this section down here where we have all our board games and card games and whatnot. And I also have a few of my tech stuff, like boxes or my phone or like microphone and stuff. And I don't want to throw these out, because if any time in the future I want to, you know, give it to someone or sell it in the future, it's just always nicer if you have the box for it. So that's something that I need to figure out. My Nintendo Switch doesn't go there, so we do need to figure that out. Next thing to tackle is this area. This is where we had the tree. If you saw my vlogs from December, I wanted to do one big vlog, but then it just turned out to be two different ones, 40 to 50 minute vlogs. I will link them down below if you're interested. It's about the whole holiday season and preparing for Christmas, while also doing university and working a 40-hour job. Something that I did want to show you is what I got from my mom for Christmas, which is this scene from London. And she does know how much I adore London, Dan as well. And it's basically, I don't know how it's called, but it's like a number painting. Here are all the colors that we would need. You see that they're all numbered, but look at that. This is so, like, these are so small. I don't know when or how we will do this, but I cannot wait. I want to do more like DIY and stuff like these this year. And another thing that I wanted to show you, by the way, the OK Boomer game was a hit with the bigger family. It was a really good game. They really loved it. So I think I will take it next time when we're going and we can play it a little bit more. But this is the other thing that I wanted to show you. This is a secret garden, like a Zen garden that I got from Dan. And what's in the box is exactly what you can see on the picture here. So one of the things that I did want to accomplish by tomorrow, but I don't think I'm going to, we will see, is to finish my year compass for 2025. Almost finished the 2024 part, but some of the questions here are really deep. I don't know if I've talked about this, but I was thorough with everything. I went through all the months. It also asked for 6 sentences about my past year. The wildest decision you made, the biggest lesson you learned, the biggest risk you took, biggest surprise of the year, the most important thing you did for others. I think these are great questions, like also from a psychologist view. Some of these questions were really hard for me because just to do a little reflection on the past year, I didn't think it was this bad, honestly. I went through a lot last year. I went through a lot, and I was dealing with mainly my health issues, like coming to terms with endometriosis, dealing with all the changes to my body, to my daily routines, lots of my habits that would be harmful for my condition, my diet. Oh my gosh, my diet. I don't know when I'm gonna figure that out. If I look at January and then I look at December from all these perspectives, I'm actually proud of myself, because even though I went through a lot, I figured out basically everything, not alone, but more so alone, because I don't really have anyone in my life who also has endometriosis. There is that one woman who helped me a lot before and after my surgery, who I actually just bumped into a few weeks ago. I don't know if I talked about this, but she's actually pregnant now, so I'm so happy for her. So it kind of also shows a way that there is positivity, there can be positivity in endo, and I shouldn't be so lethargic and shouldn't be so negative, because a lot of times in my mind I am, but at the same time it was a lot of change in a very short amount of time. A lot of traumas with the surgery and after the surgery, like going to the ER and how the doctor treated me, and then it just becomes a bigger picture of how women are treated when we do speak up and when we do tell our doctors like, hey, something is wrong, and they just get dismissed. All these things get dismissed, and there are so many other things that I could talk about in here, which is really hard, but I don't want to focus on that anymore. It was enough writing it down on the 31st, and I remember writing it down and talking to Dan. I was like, damn, I had a hard year, like I didn't even realize that it was hard. And he was like, yes, if you had a hard year, but it's okay. It's all right. So I'm excited for this year. I'm not someone to make resolutions. It's not really my forte anymore, I would say. But there is something that I read online from another psychologist, and she said that instead of doing like New Year's goals or New Year's resolutions, even though I know how goal setting should work, I just don't want to set any kind of goals. But what she said is to mark down a few like focus areas, maybe like what you want to focus on, and not like a very, very specific goal. And I have to say that I really like that idea. So for this year, I want to focus on my health, like continue focusing on my health, continue trying to figure out my diet and what feels right and what doesn't feel right. I really want to focus more on my loved ones and make a lot of activities with them, my friends, my family, my boyfriend, because in the past year again, and even before, because of the pain and everything that comes with this chronic illness, I felt like I was spending like 90% of my time in my bed. And even though that's what was needed and that was the best that I could do on those days, now I'm feeling a little bit better with my diet. I'm going to therapy still constantly, so hopefully we're working on the psychological aspect as well, even though it's not easy. But I feel like I had this past year for like a rotting year, and this year I really want to start going back and doing those activities that I've been doing even before the surgery, and things that I know that are a part of me. For example, getting back to skiing and or snowboarding or hiking, going outdoors. Going to the movies was so cool, but even going to the theater with my family twice in December was so cool. So I want to go to more concerts and maybe see more plays. Other than health and more activities, my career is a huge area that there are a lot of questions, a lot of wants, a lot of already decided things, but I do need to take actions towards those, and some or more of those actions are outside of me. I know this sounds really cryptic, but I never want to talk about something online which is not like decided likely, you know, like I don't want to jinx it for myself. But just so you know, there are a lot of things I'm thinking about with me being a psychologist, how should I or how I want to continue my career, my studies as well. And the first half of the year of 2025 is definitely gonna be about school, like the post-grad that I am doing, I've been doing in the past year and a half. I cannot wait to finish, but I'm also a little bit scared, I have to say. I'm just not a huge exam person, and there is gonna be an oral exam in June. Yeah, and we also have to defend our thesis, like writing my thesis, and do not quote me on these in a few months. I'm struggling, maybe, I don't know. But writing my thesis, I'm not really scared about. I like writing, I love writing, and the topic that I chose, obviously it's something that interests me, so I don't think it's gonna be that hard, but we will see. But like the exam, like choosing a topic from like the papers, and then just on the spot you have like a few minutes to gather your thoughts or write it down, and then you have to talk about it. That gives me anxiety, and I had to do that so many times during bachelor's and the master's. So I think I've had enough of that. But also with psychology, there are so many courses and so many areas where you can broaden your knowledge, and throughout all these courses there are so many exams, so maybe I need to get more comfortable with the uncomfortable. So that's like my studies and my career, and psychology obviously is always a big part, but like my career path is also like a big area, like a focus area for 2025. And last but not least this is the year that I'm turning 30. I'm leaving my 20s behind, which is insane to think about. I don't feel 30. I don't know what it should feel like. I know that throughout my 20s I've gathered so much experience with people, with relationships, with family, with friendships, with the work, with myself. when I left home, when I was living alone. That's like those years, I can't even put it to words how much, like how scary it was at first, but then how much it helped me to grow as a person. And I made so many mistakes in the past 10 years, but you know, I think I've learned and I've became a better person for it. So yeah, it's just weird that I'm turning 30. I'm excited. Actually, I've already started planning a party. It's not gonna be like a huge party, but I do want to gather my friends at one place. Exciting, really exciting. Plus, I don't want to talk about this too much, but Dan is also going on a different, like, not a career path, but it's gonna be different for him. With his work, he's probably gonna be traveling more. We will see, and so far it looks like that a big travel is coming up for him in February. I'll talk about it when I can and when it's fixed. So those are the things that I'm focusing on this year, and that's the reflection that I have for you guys from 2024. It's always up and above, and I did want to show you what I got for school because I'm gonna finish this video soon, because after I need to look into my papers, very much so. I got 3 of my favorite pens, which are these ones. They are the cheapest pens. I strongly believe that they are the best ones to write with, so into the pen section they go. And I also got some new markers. This is from Flying Tiger. I got the pastel pack one because they also have one with pastels. Like for example, here is one from that. And I've been using that in the past year, but they are quickly drying up and I will need a lot of highlighters for studying for the final exam. And these things like stationery and having everything in its place, like for example notes and my papers and everything, yeah, as I said, stationery, it motivates me for studying. It becomes more colorful. This is how I've always been with school. Also, there are obviously other motivations like furthering my career and broadening my knowledge, but other than that, when you've been sitting there for hours and hours and ends trying to learn something, you need some extra motivation for sure. I'm also planning to go back to the library where we used to go to with one of my best friends, Oshi, during our bachelor's years. I do have my card. I made my card last year because Oshi had to go to the library. Was it last year? I think it was last year, to finish some of her papers, and I remember she was like, hey, like, do you want to come with me? Like, I really need some motivation. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna have my card for the library again renewed, and I did. So I'm gonna go back and do the same thing. Maybe not have the same routine that I had back then, smoking a lot of cigarettes, having a lot of coffee. Probably that's not my path anymore, but maybe like a good matcha. I mean, I do drink coffee occasionally, but starting with coffee right off the bat first thing in the morning, that wasn't a good idea. Anyways, I also got this binder which has a similar color to my other binder that I have for my endo stuff, but what I liked is that these, I don't know how these are called in English, but these are already in there and they are unremovable, so you cannot take them out. This is the binder that I'm planning to use for final exam. So we already have the topics, the 33 topics. So my plan is to write out a few pages of notes, and then I want to print them all out and then put them in the binder. And when I'm going through the notes and when I'm in the studying phase, I want to use my pretty highlighters, and that's gonna help me probably. I mean, it did help me before. Guys, I think that's it for this video. I'm sorry if it wasn't as coherent as I would have wanted it to be. You know, life sometimes happens, and it definitely did happen with this sickness. My nose is still stuffy and my head hurts right now, but I'm feeling so much better. My organization and planning so far for this year, there's still so much to do, as you can see from the list behind me. If there's anything that you would want to see on this channel, please do let me know. I will focus more on psychology topics. I do want to do more shorts videos about psychology topics. If there's any kind of topic that really interests you, do let me know in the comments down below so I can prepare for that. Other than that, I will keep up the vlogs. I really hope that you enjoyed this video. If you did, please don't
don't forget to like and subscribe if you haven't already, because I did take a look and I think like 70% of you who are watching are not subscribed yet, so it would be nice if you could do that. I hope that you had a great start of the year. If there's anything specific that you are setting for yourself as a goal, or if you're like me and you are setting like focus areas where you want to focus this year and you would want to share that with everyone, so please comment those down below because I would love to see. Thank you so much for being here, and I'll see you guys very soon. Bye.